சார் ஹலோ சார், நான் பேசுறது கேக்குதா? ஹலோ சார், ஹலோ ஹலோ சார், ஜெயக்குமார் சார், ஹலோ ஜெயக்குமார் சார், சார் ஜெயக்குமார் சார். சார் கேக்குதா?
ஹலோ
சார் கேக்குதா?
ஹலோ
சார் கேக்குதா?
ஹலோ
சார் ஹலோ
கமல், ஒரே நிமிஷம்ப்பா, ஒரே நிமிஷம். கமல் ஆடிபிளாப்பா?
சார் ஆடிபிள் சார், நான் பேசுறது கேக்குதா?
கேக்குதுப்பா. பர்ஃபெக்ட் பர்ஃபெக்ட்.
ஓகே சார், ஓகே
ஓகே. கமல், இப்போ மேடம் உள்ள வந்துட்டு இப்போ வந்துருவாங்க. அவங்களுடைய ஆடியோவும் ஸ்க்ரீனை மட்டும் நம்ம அங்கே செக் பண்ணிடலாம். சரியா?
ஓகே சார். சார் யூடியூப் லைவ்ல வருதான்னு பாருங்க. ஒரே நிமிஷம், நான் போட்டிருக்கேன்.
ஒரே நிமிஷம். கமல் சார், நீங்க குரூப்ல ஒரு மெசேஜ் EC குரூப்ல போடுங்க. ப்ளீஸ் ஜாயின் தி செஷன் இமிடியேட்லின்னு ஒன்று போட்டுருங்க. சரியா? வித் தி சேம் லிங்க்.
சரி சார்.
ஏன்னா மேம் கிட்ட அது சேஞ்ச்னால புது லிங்க் வரும், நான் அதோ ஒரு ஹிண்ட் கொடுத்துருந்தேன். நீங்க போடும்போது ப்ளீஸ் ஜாயின் தி செஷன் இமிடியேட்லி வித் தி சேம் லிங்க் அப்படின்னு போடுங்க.
ஓகே
சரியா? லைவ் வந்திருக்கு குமரன் சார்.
லைவ்
வந்திருக்கு. நீங்க ஆனா ஏதாவது ஸ்கிரீன் ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க பாப்போம்.
ஸ்கிரீன் ஷேர் பண்றதா? ஒரே நிமிஷம் சார். ஸ்கிரீன் ஷேர் பண்றதுன்னா
சும்மா ஏதாவது ஒன்று. உங்க பேர் காமிக்குது.
ஒரே நிமிஷம் சார்.
குமரன் சார் லைவ் வருது. இப்ப நான் பேசுறது கேக்குதுப்பா?
ஓகே சார். ஓகே ஓகே.
ஓகே டன் குமரன்.
ஓகே.
ப்ளீஸ் மேம். குமரன் சார்.
சார்,
ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் வர வர அவங்க பேரை சொல்லி, சரியா, அந்த ஃபார்மேட் மட்டும் மாற்ற சொல்லுங்க. உங்க பேரு ECE ஏவா BA போட சொல்லுங்க. அப்புறம் 21 மார்க் சொல்லுங்க. சரியா?
ஓகே ஓகே.
ஓகேவா? நீங்க ஒருத்தர் இண்டிவிஜுவலா பேர் சொல்லுங்க. நம்ம ஒரு 5 மினிட்ஸ் டிலே கூட ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். நோ ப்ராப்ளம். சரியா? சங்கரி சொல்லுமா? சங்கரி இல்ல, நீங்க எங்க போய் கடைசி கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் ஹால் போயிட்டீங்களா? இல்ல, பிரின்சிபல் ரூம் பக்கத்துலப்பா. ஆமா ஆமா ஆமா. சரியா? ஓகேப்பா. ஓகே.
பார்த்தோன்னே எனக்கு பயமே இருந்துச்சு. என்ன சார் இருக்கு இந்த பசங்க? நம்மளும் முடிஞ்ச அளவுக்கு அதெல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு தான். ECE நேத்ரான்னு ஒரு பொண்ணு, 3rd இயர் அவங்க. ECE அவளுக்கு ஃபோன் அடிச்சாலும் எடுக்க மாட்டேன்.
Hello ma'am. I was waiting for you there. Okay. So, good morning, students. Am I audible? ஸோ நான் பேசுறது கேக்குதா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்?
Kumaran sir, audible Kumaran sir.
Okay sir, okay. So students, please rename your name in the Zoom. Okay, so your name followed by your section and your batch. Example like Manoj Kumar and ECE 21 batch. Like that you have to rename your name in Zoom. So please do that. Okay.
Students, go to participant list, go and right click yourself. Kumaran sir, audible pa?
Audible sir, audible.
Go and right click yourself guys. Okay, and நீங்க right click பண்ணீங்கன்னா அங்க ரெண்டு ஆப்ஷன் காமிக்கும். அதுல வந்து okay, once you go and just put your cursor on your name, it will ask for unmute and more. அது more click பண்ணீங்கன்னா it will ask you rename பண்ணிட்டு இப்போ ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க பாருங்க. most of students has done it. Okay, மனோஜ் தான் பண்ணல. மனோஜ் சொன்ன பேச்சு கேள்பா, சீக்கிரம் பண்ணிட்டியா? குட் பாய். Almost who is joined has done it, I think. Okay, make sure guys in future all the meetings it should happen guys. Okay, Tasbih, Taslim, Kumaran sir. Kumaran sir.
சார் சொல்லுங்க சார்.
Kumaran sir, ஒரு சில மாத்தாதவங்களை மட்டும் அப்படியே கொஞ்சம் அப்படியே காஜுவலா மாத்த சொல்லுங்க. And students வந்துட்டு மத்த ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ்க்கு ரிமைண்ட் பண்ணி அப்படியே கொஞ்சம் இன்னும் வர சொல்லுங்கப்பா.
ஓகே சார்.
Kumaran sir, சங்கரி மேம் வந்துட்டாங்களாப்பா?
இருக்காங்க சார், இருக்காங்க.
நீங்க நோ ப்ராப்ளம், நீங்க இன்ஃபார்மலாவே செக் பண்ணிக்கலாம் அந்த இதுவும் whatever it is அவங்களுடைய. ஓகே, and உங்களோட மைக் அப்படியே அவங்க கிட்ட கொடுத்துருவீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ப்ளஸ் ஒரு ஸ்கிரீன் ஷேர் மட்டும் கொஞ்சம் செக் பண்ணிக்கலாம்ப்பா.
சரி சார், அதான் மேம் பிபிடி டவுன்லோட் பண்றாங்க.
ஓகே,
அதான் சார்.
Kavi Bharati, change it, don't make it too long. Yeah, ECE 21 மட்டும் போட்டா போதும்பா. Kavi Bharati, could you please change your name accordingly? Yeah, please. Yeah, Kavi Bharati, I find ECE 21 is fine. Sure, yeah, same like others. Whose is registration number 17TC 1152?
Sir?
Sir, or 17TC 1152 ஒரு registration number இருக்கு.
Okay. ஒரே நிமிஷம் சார்.
Yeah, guys and girls, because we are expecting 100% attendance today. Okay, we're going to kickstart our training today onwards, guys. Okay. And like I want, please call up your friends and make sure everybody is joining in next few minutes, guys. Okay, or make sure you are taking the final effort kind of thing. Make sure all your, I'm expecting at least 50 plus students should be there today, guys. Okay, you can able to see your friend's name in the participant list. Okay, don't hesitate to call your friends now. Today's session is very important. Even I'm going to give a lot of important instruction. There's going to be a section wise session. Okay, hence I'm expecting full participation from your session, from your class, guys. Okay, just talk to your friends, call your friends, and make sure they are joining shortly, guys.
Sir, screen sharing.
It's fine Kumaran sir. Full screen வைங்க Kumaran sir.
இல்ல
Kumaran sir, இதுவே இருக்கட்டும் தற்சமயத்துக்கு.
ஓகே சார், ஓகே.
Kumaran sir?
சார்?
Okay, fine. இது அப்படியே இருக்கலாம்ப்பா. No problem.
இல்ல தெரியுதா சார் ஃபுல் ஸ்கிரீன்?
It's fine.
ஓகே சார், ஓகே.
கேலரி வியூ போனா ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ் பார்க்கலாம். எப்படி பார்த்து பேசுற மாதிரி இருந்தா ஈஸியா இருக்கும். ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ்
கமெண்ட்ஸ் அப்படியே மியூட் பண்ணிட்டு பேசிக்கோங்கப்பா. கமெண்ட்ஸ் அது ஸ்லைட் ஷோ வச்சிடுங்கப்பா. ஃபுல் ஸ்க்ரீன் வச்சிடுங்களேன்.
ஒரே நிமிஷம் சார். சார் இது வெப்கேம் இந்த சிஸ்டம்ல ஒர்க் ஆகல.
ஓ தனியா வைக்கணும். நான் பாஸ்கர் சார் கனெக்ட் பண்ண சொல்றேன்ப்பா.
ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார் தெரியுதா சார்?
இட்ஸ் கிளியர்.
ஓகே.
அந்த மாதிரி வீடியோ மோட் எனேபிள் பண்ண சொல்லி சார் கிட்ட சொல்லிடுங்க சார்.
ஓகே. சொல்லிடுங்க சார். மேடம் வந்து எல்லா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸையும் வீடியோ எனேபிள் பண்ண சொல்றாங்க சார். Students, you just enable your video, but you have to pass your mic. Whenever it's required, you can unmute. Okay. So I request everybody to turn on your video. Okay.
பாஸ்கர் சார் இருக்காங்கப்பா. சரி நான் பேசி பாஸ்கர் சார் லைன் தரீங்களா?
Students, turn on your video. Okay. So it will be going to be a live interaction. So ma'am will be interacting with your video. Okay. So I request everybody to turn on your video.
குமார் சார் திடீர்னு சர்ப்ரைஸ்லாம் பசங்களுக்கு கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா பசங்க பயந்துருவாங்கப்பா.
இல்ல சார், மேம் வந்து வீடியோ
இல்ல கரெக்ட் தான். ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ் இது வரைக்கும் எல்லாமே what to say hidden mode-லயே they have attended the session, no? And let's see இதுல வந்து எத்தனை பேர் வந்துட்டு ப்ரிப்பேர்டா உட்கார்ந்துருக்காங்க, செஷனுக்கு ரெடியா இருக்காங்கிறதுலாம் இல்லை. You can able to know. Let's see. Fine. Guys and girls, try to switch on your உங்களுடைய வீடியோ கொஞ்சம் ஆன் பண்ணிக்கோங்கப்பா. ஓகே.
இல்ல நான் ஜென்ரலா தான் பண்ணேன். நான் அந்த பாக்ஸ்லாம் எனேபிள் பண்ணல.
ஓகே ஓகே.
அது சார் பாஸ்கர் சார்ட்ட சொல்லிருக்கீங்களா?
சொல்லிக்கோ குமரன். சார் வரோம்.
ஓகே.
பாலகணபதி ரொம்ப வெக்கப்படுறான். Guys and girls, please listen. No, like it's kind of effort I'm expecting everyone to take. Please call up your friends and make sure everybody joins here, guys. Okay. Don't hesitate to call your friends. It's kind of effort you guys are going to take it now, and if you can make them to come today, hopefully like things should go on fine. Okay. We have just hosted this first session for ECA. Keeping in mind, ECA will always give a best attendance. That's the reason we have scheduled for the first session with ECA, guys. Okay, and put some effort. Okay, I'm expecting everyone to just put an effort. Just check your friend, make sure they are there. Okay, yaar illanalo, somebody can just take a call as if to join, guys. Batnapriya ma'am is putting her effort in giving a call to most of the people. Okay, still I'm expecting you guys to do that, please. Okay. பத்மபிரியா மேம் சொல்லுங்க. சரி, நான் பேசிக்கிறேன். Comment, sir?
Sir, yes, sir.
Shakri, comments ஒரு நிமிஷம் கொடுக்க முடியுமா?
Okay, sir.
சார் சொல்லுங்க சார்.
comments sir, அப்படியே நீங்க attendance note பண்ணிக்கோங்க.
சரி
students track பண்ணிக்கலாம். If somebody happen to miss this session, okay, we can ask them to join in along with ECB. சரியா?
ஓகே சார். ஓகே
மிஸ் பண்ணாங்க.
ஓகே சார். ஓகே.
அது பண்ணிக்கலாம். நம்ம I hope like time நம்ம next sessionக்கு நம்ம schedule பண்ணனும். We'll start the session, comments sir.
Okay sir, start பண்ணிடலாம் sir.
Sir, intro.
No, I'll do that. Okay.
சரி sir. Okay.
Okay, one second.
But the gallery view வருதா?
Gallery view இப்ப type வர மாட்டேங்குது. நான் வரல என்னோட face. நம்ம வீடியோ.
Okay. Comments, I'm audible, comments sir?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Okay. Fine, yeah. Good morning everyone. And I'd like to welcome all the students from ECE for the session on psychology of success. And before we start the session, let me give a small introduction to our guest speaker today. Okay. And madam is very known to our Manakla Vinayagar group. I'll talk about madam maybe hopefully at the end of the session little more. And let me give a small professional introduction to madam. And Ms. Shankari Lakshmi Narayanan, she has completed MTech and MBA. Madam is an internationally certified trainer and a coach. She is alumni of, as I told, the Manakla Vinayagar group of institution. Madam has studied in Manakla Vinayagar Engineering College and she has worked with us. And Madam is a renowned educator in the domain of civil service, currently serving as a coordinator in Petty Seminar IAS Academy. And even Madam has trained our college students, more than 30-40 students have been trained under our Manakla Vinayagar IAS Academy. Madam is a psychologist, public speaker, NLP practitioner, a cognitive behavior therapist, and a successful mother. Okay. On behalf of Manakla Vinayagar MIT, okay, and let me welcome Shankari ma'am to have a session on psychology of success. Okay, hope you guys will enjoy the session. Guys, like from next session onwards, please be prepared enough to interact both with audio as well as video, guys. Okay, because few sessions from now onwards most probably need a video. Prepare yourself, and today being first session, it's no problem. If somebody is really interested to switch on your video and want to interact, but we don't want to force people. Okay, but it's small request from our side, and from next session onwards, prepare yourself to interact with the audio as well as video, guys. Okay, fine, guys. Now I just hand over the session to Shankari ma'am. Please, Shankari ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for your generous and wonderful introduction on me. And it's my pleasure in kickstarting my coaching and training industry in my college. And I'm very, hopefully I can give you an assurance that students would definitely benefit out of this session called Psychology of Success. Good morning, my dear students. Please unmute your audio.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. See, hopefully I will also be switching over to the video mode by the end of the session. And today we are going to start with the psychology of success. You know, the name psychology of success, which I have christened for this session, is basically intended for making you people to kickstart with your journey of success for your final year of your graduation. Is it right? So from today onwards, you people are successfully kickstarting your attempts towards dreaming and self-realizing your potential for deserving where you are and what you want to be. And that's why we just want to kickstart with psychology of success. And this session, that I will guarantee you that I'll be providing you one of the best aspect, because we are going to initiate some of the NLP techniques in in mining what is there in your mind. So that's what we are going to start with, the psychology of success. Before we are going to step into the session, as sir has told something about me, and it's my pleasure in letting you know again about me, as sir has told that I'm basically an educator in the in the domain of civil services is one of to be my signature area in making many of the aspirants to get turned into for getting into services. Other than that, I'm just kickstarting with a moment called realizing one's self purpose. That's I'm doing as a part of my passion, because as we all know, success of any person can get equated with talent and the passion. So it's my passion of making students to make them to get realized on what they are doing actually. And that's why I personally believe in this NLP things and the CBT thing. And we will be doing some couple of sessions during a course of your final year to do with some NLP and CBT techniques in making you to realize who you are. So that's about a small introduction about me. And the agenda of today's session happens to be of four different parts. One is about HD. You may all try to have some idea on HD. We usually define HD as high definition. You know, that high definition is on hope and dreams. That's why I have christened the part one as HD. And the second module, which we are going to talk about, is a mindset is everything. That is, everything is mindset. And third module is about differences between the successful people and the unsuccessful people. And finally, we will be getting aligned with what type of personality you are. And even though if you are so far in the mindset of being a successful people or in the unsuccessful people, it's not a matter of thing, because everything in life can be reprogrammed. And that's why we have this NLP. NLP stands for neuro linguistic programming. And I'm going to make use of some of the techniques to do with NLP for doing some sort of course correction that you have done in your life so far in the 18 to 20 years of your journey. So this is what my agenda for today's session. So let's start with the first module called HD. HD, I already told you, HD, we all knowing HD is none other than high definition. So I will be saying H for hope and D for dreams. Everything in life, every day of your life is nothing but HD. HD is one. Your day ends with sunset and the day starts with sunrise. Is it right? So like that, every day starts with H and every day ends with D. That's none other than H for hope and D for dream. And that's what I put as HD. Everywhere we want ourselves to get highlighted as HD, because we people are highly relying on, we don't want ourselves to be treated in a very common way. We want ourselves to get treated in a more unequal or unequal way, for which we have to work on HD. That means every day starts with a hope and ends with a dream. That's what the purpose of mentioning this HD. Let me learn where we have to start with hope. You know, hope, you get to know many things in life is all about centered towards hope. Hopefully, I can give you one classic example of getting into this HD, for which I need you to empty your cups. Maybe you all having some thoughts on what we need to know about this HD. Do we have hope? Do we have dreams? You may have multiple or million number of questions in your mind. See, because every cell in your body is $1 million asset, and that's up to you to take it forward, or keeping the legacy to get established to the greatest endeavor of your life. For which this session, for this beginning of this session, I'm saying you that be an empty cup. You may all knowing about an interesting story on how to being an empty cup, just because if something is there already in the cup, if I'm adding some other flavors or adding some other quantum to into the cup, and the cup will get overflowed without getting filled in with what I have intended to give it for you. So please empty your cup. Cup is none other than your mind. Please empty it as you can, because you need not be a student as of now. You need not be a so and so children. You need not be something to be identified as such. Be as if you are the greatest masterpiece of God. Just believe that everyone is a masterpiece of God, and so that you will get to know whatever that I am getting into you, that will reach your subconscious very smoothly. And for which now, what is your identity? You have to say to yourself, I am the God's best masterpiece. That's it. That should be in your mind. And that's the only ingredient that you have to put in your magnificent mug or cup, anything of that kind. That you can call it as the empty cup as a magnificent cup. Let's make it more magnificent after getting into the next slide. Yeah, look into the slide. Actually, you get to know a person who pretends to be a beggar. Is it right? But he never get into the physique of Ambani or Bill Gates or anything of that kind. But still, you can sense a person of this posture. You can simply say this old man is a beggar. Is it right? And if I'm projecting this particular picture before you, if it is on face to face or if you are coming with the video mode, I could sense some of the people, how you people are looking into this picture. But still, unfortunately, we are unable to get into the video mode. Let me say by myself on, because if you are looking into this particular picture, you will have a very different view of this picture. Someone says that he is an old man, he is a poor old man, and someone can say he is a destitute old man. That means யாரோ ஒருத்தரால் கைவிடப்பட்டவர் அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். Because he is the one, because he was not before when he was in his 20s. He was not before like this when he was in his 10s. But after 60s, he pretends to be a beggar. It's just because of the circumstances. Not only because of the circumstances, it's purely because of him. Because he has wasted, he has not realized his potential for the past 50 years of his age, and that's why he likes to be here. Like this, I can project as many number of my imaginations to get filled up in this particular slide. Is it right? So we have many things to get interpreted from this slide. And if anybody else is having different opinion, can you please unmute your audio and let me know what you are viewing about this old man? See, my dear students, if you want to become a leader, you should be an initiator. I hope there are multiple number of initiators in this class. And this is going to be the day which is really going to bring you lots and lots of experience in your success journey. So at least for heaven's sake, at least few people should come forward and give your interpretation on this old man. May I? May I get some volunteers for this? I'll count only 3. If anyone is coming forward, I assure that that student will get their offer letter for the first company.
Ma'am, can I?
Yeah, very good. Please introduce yourself.
Myself, Dharanidharan, ma'am.
Fantastic, Dharanidharan.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ma'am, can I speak in Tamil, ma'am?
Yeah, let's do with that.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, நீங்க அந்த ஓல்ட் மேன் பத்தி உங்க தாட் என்ன நினைக்கிறீங்க? அதுதான் மேம் கேக்குறீங்க.
யா, உங்களோட தாட் என்ன அது சொல்லுங்க.
எஸ் மேம், நீங்க சொன்னது அப்சல்யூட்லி ரைட் மேம். அவரோட பொட்டன்ஷியல் வந்து பாஸ்ட் ஒரு 60 இயர்ஸா இருக்குன்னா பாஸ்ட் 59 இயர்ஸா அவர் வந்து அதை டிட்டர்மைன் பண்ணிக்கல தன்னோட பொட்டன்ஷியல் என்ன அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு.
ஓகே.
அண்ட் மோர் ஓவர் கம்மிங் டு த பர்சனல் சைடு, அவருக்கு வந்து பசங்க இருக்கலாம், அப்படி இல்லைன்னா வந்து ரிலேஷன்ஸ் யாரா இருக்கலாம், பிளட் ரிலேஷன்ஸ் இருக்கலாம்.
ஓகே.
எப்படியும் அவருக்கு வந்து மேரேஜ் ஆயிருக்கலாம்.
ஓகே.
அவங்களோட பசங்களை வந்து அவர் ஒழுங்கா வளர்க்காம இருந்ததுனால அவருக்கு வந்து நிலைமை இதுவா இருக்கலாம். மேபி இப்போ நிறைய பேர் அந்த கான்சிக்வன்ஸை ஃபேஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க.
யா,
பசங்களால கைவிடப்பட்டவங்க ரொம்ப.
வெரி ட்ரூ, வெரி ட்ரூ.
எஸ் மேம், அதான் அந்த மாதிரி சினாரியோ கூட இருக்கலாம். இது என் ஒபினியன்.
ஓகே. எனிதிங் எல்ஸ்? எனிதிங் எல்ஸ் Dharani?
That's all.
Very good, Dharani.
Thank you.
God bless you. Definitely you will get placed in the first company. I assure you that this is what the spirit of being participating, because you are going to be the initiator for the next set of students. Yeah, I need some more students to give your interpretation on this particular slide. Yes. You know, students of MIT are having their own brand, is it right? That too ECE students. I need at least 2 more. See, my dear students, you are racing against time. At least 1. So that's the reason I want you to be in the video mode, or otherwise I will point some people. So let me see with Dharani's view. I can say that Dharani, Can you please interact with me now?
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah, Dharani. Did you look into the picture fully?
Yes, ma'am.
நல்லா ஃபுல்லா பாத்தீங்களா? நல்லா ஃபுல்லா பார்த்துட்டு இன்னொரு ஒரு இன்டர்பிரேஷன் என்னன்னு சொல்லலாமே.
சாப்பாடுக்கு கஷ்டப்படுறாரு மேம்.
Okay, very good. You are nearing to the answer.
ஓ அப்படியா மேம். சாப்பாடு கஷ்டப்படுறாரு, மத்தவங்க கிட்ட பெக் பண்ணி சாப்பிடுற அளவுக்கான ஒரு நிலைமையில இருக்காரு.
Okay.
அதான் மேம்.
அதான் தெரியுது. Okay, that's fine. So this is how we have to start with the way of thinking. Actually, after getting into many of the NLP and CBT sessions with me, you could have reorient your thought process, because in our life everything depends on TFA. TFA stands for thinking, feeling, and action. Is it right? So far you people have been programmed and to have your thinking process in a linear way. That means in one directional way. So let me do with that in other dimensions as well. See, here we have an old man, and the old man is striving to have a food. And I have given you the previous slide is about HD. HD is, I have given the definition called high. It's not high definition actually. If it is of high definition, then it is fully relying upon hope and dreams. Is it right? We need to learn something called hope from the beggars. Beggars are the people from whom everyone has to learn what hope is all about. We are in no way get equated with the beggar, but still we are also living and they are also living. Is it right? See, அந்த தாத்தாக்கு என்ன ஒரு பெரிய இன்டென்ஷன் இருக்க முடியும்? What will be his hope? He is having hope of at least winning the bread at least one time a day, or winning the meal at least twice a day. That's his hope. And every morning he is getting up with the hope of winning 2 times or 1 time food a day. And he is ending the day, and the very next day he is starting with the same hope, and he is continuing like that. At least winning food. This person is not physically good, but still he can able to win. You know, that is different. So we have to interpret things. நீங்க அந்த தாத்தா கிட்ட இருக்க நெகட்டிவ் மட்டுமே பாத்தீங்க. But I'm just thinking that positively speaking, even the person is 60 plus, he can able to win his bread at least by some means. Is it right? See, ஒருத்தர் கிட்ட நம்ம இன்னொன்னு வேணும், that the hand which is receiving is more painful than the one which is giving. Always givers are at the top. He is in the receiving end, takers. So அப்போ ஒரு அந்த dignity இறங்கி ஏதோ ஒன்று பண்ணிட்டு he is centered towards hope. Even these type of people are having the so-called hope. Why can't we? We are 1,000 times much more better than people of this cadre. Is it right? And naturally we need to know, if we are 1,000 times better than these people, and we should aspire 1,000 times better than these people. If they are having hope on that aspect, then we should also have hope on many aspects, multiple aspects. If we have 360 degree of vision, then we must also have 360 prospects for success. And that's what we need to learn from the people called beggars community. And that's why H has got accomplished. Hope has got accomplished. Just we need to learn from the beggars community. Then next, look into this picture, and I can ask a multiple number of questions. The first one, you can see that a seed has been dropped into the soil, and the cotyledons has got emerged, and some leaves has got started emerging, and one leaf has started emerging out of the surface of soil, and it started growing like something, and parallelly it is taking some of its roots, and it is getting embedded onto the soil. See, this is how we need to speak on. Simply we can say that the purpose of stepping in, the purpose of stepping in is to step up. Actually we can say that pull me down and I can raise is what the mantra of these seeds for getting that to get enabled. Is it right? So அது என்னதான் உள்ள வச்சு நம்ம மூடி வச்சாலே that those seeds start manipulating, and it is reaching towards the sun. Is it right? So that is also a hope that we have to learn from the seed mechanism. This germination of seeds is also teaching us what hope is all about. And you know, the even seeds, it was scientifically proven that every organism of this world is having this HD concept. Hope is everywhere, but we can't see it, but we can't judge it. Even every animal is having a hope, but no animal is saying that I'm hopeful enough, I'm doing with that. But it is the man, human being, who can say both HD is with him. And let me do with the next slide. A very important slide, and this is one of my interesting thing to get delivered as well. Okay, you know, the present scenario, we are saying that it is a COVID period, and this COVID period is teaching us many things. It is something unexpected, but still we could able to do with that. And with this current scenario, I just want to brief this particular slide with these two images. Actually, it's been one of my favorites since I started my training and coaching journey. And you know, there is one particular picture in the left top corner, which is none other than the picture of ferns. And in the right, you have a huge, tremendous bamboo forest. And you may sometimes, my dear students, you may know about this story. It is very popular, but still some of the students may not be knowing about it. Let me put in my words of manipulation that we have to see on the fern and the bamboo. You know, I just want to start with a story. There was a farmer in a village, and he had some piece of land. In that piece of land, he has divided that piece of land into two, and in one piece he has cultivated with ferns, which is very fast growing, and he can get some amount of good yield and returns on investment. And in the other half, he started sowing the bamboo seeds. Is it right? So at times, if time progresses, he could see a good spread of ferns that has got flourished actually. And you know, and upon seeing the bamboo field, he was looking into the bamboo field as most barren thing. And he was unable to get into how the bamboo land was there before. It was still continuing with that. But in farms, after a couple of months, then he could see some more difference that he can see very positively. But even then, the bamboo land is still a barren land. And after few months, after 6 or 8 months, he could see a wonderfully grown bamboo field was, fern field was there. And with that, he was able to generate as much of profit as he can with the ferns. People started around him, started criticizing him to the core. See, my dear farmer, why don't you cultivate ferns throughout your field? But instead, you have made that into two different pieces, and one part you have done with your ferns and the other part you have done with the bamboo. But still, this man, he has listened to what others are speaking, but still he is having something called hope, because he has dreamt for certain thing. The dream has pushed him to have hope with him. Is it right? So after 1 year, he started doing with some sort of other second aspects of investment on firm side. But still, bamboo land seems to be a barren land. And after the third year, and even after fourth year, and even after the fifth year, he could see 5 tons of harvesting he has made in the fern land. But in the bamboo land, it was something very, very barren as such. You know, after completing successfully the 5 years, he could able to generate some sort of revenue with the ferns, but he was unable to get into the bamboo land. By the beginning of the 6th year, he could able to see wonderfully some different changes has got enabled in the bamboo land. Within 100 days, he could see a tremendous tall bamboo forest came to be visualized to everyone. And he said that people who had got criticized him just because of the 5 years of barren lands of bamboo, he started saying that 5 years of my bamboo land, that you people are thinking that it is of no use. But still I can say that those 5 years, my bamboo seeds are doing the mindful growing and the beneath the surface of the soil, making the soil to get fixed, and it has strengthened its root for having 100 feet of tremendous longest and the tallest bamboo structures, and for which I'm feeling so proud about it. So for 5 years, my roots are not idle. My bamboo roots are not simply static. It is doing its own prerequisites for such a tremendous growth. So that's what we need to know. We need to realize from the bamboo land. Even there is some time has taken, but still we have to wait with passions. That passions should get coupled with the way that we people are having our attitude towards our work. It is not the thing that you can do that alt is, that is your control C control V kind of thing. That is, everything cannot be done at one instance in our life, for which you need to know what is called as the so-called passions and perseverance that you can term under the bamboo land. Is it right? So I can again say you that every people in life should wait for some time, and that time they should accompany themselves with taking time on doing with their difference in work. So attitude decides their altitude. So like a bamboo land, we should all make ourselves to prepare ourselves to get into the zenith of our life. Everything cannot be done at one instance, and we cannot reach the zenith of our life in simply one instance, like the cinema song. It is not of that kind. Everyone should work for a certain period without anything to get explored. Only then they can reach the zenith of their life, for which bamboo lands are the classic examples that everyone should wait with the perseverance and hard work. So like that, we are highly uncertain about this COVID scenario. And even for the past 3 months, my dear students, many of us have the intention of doing nothing, enjoying. That means we people, majority of the students, I'm not saying everyone, majority of the people are claiming that it is a period of enjoyment. It is not actually the period of enjoyment. Now we should consider ourselves that we should be in the phase of like a bamboo seed. We should make ourselves to get strengthened. We should fix ourselves to get into the ground for reaching the greatest zenith of our life. Like that, we have to prepare ourselves. And bamboo, we can say that it is having a pakka HD, hope as well as the dream. The farmer has the dream of having a tremendous growth, and for which he never ever gave up his hope. So always there is something called, we all already learn about this law of conservation of energy. Is it right? So energy never get destroyed. It can never get created, as well as never it is getting destroyed. It is transformed. So at one instance, whatever you are doing, small work every day, and that will give you the greatest thing, for which I will also give you another simple slide to do with that. And before that, we will just look into what are the challenges ahead for us. As of now, we don't have any challenge. As a student, you are living in a more comfortable zone actually, because you are pampered by your parents in such a way that you are not exposed to any sort of illegal things in the society. Students of your age, okay, beings of your age are still the victims of extreme poverty in other aspects of our society. But you should have gratitude towards the God that you people are having food to eat, you had clothes to wear, you had you had given good education system, you have been bounded with good personalities to equip with. But there are many people. Let me give some examples. If a girl of 18 plus age is there, she is prone to some sort of sexual violence in some part of the country. By now we are talking about a webinar on the psychology of success. In this moment, in one part of the world, women are the extreme victims of extreme poverty. There is highly the feminization of women that cannot be changed sometimes in this patriarchal society. But at times, even this sort of harassments is common for both the gender. It's not only confined to women as well. But still, you are now pampered by your parents, but you will be facing challenge in the pretty soon future, maybe in another than after completing your graduation. As of now, you people should clearly decide that whether you want to be an engineer or engineering graduate. There is a vast difference between engineers and engineering graduates. Engineering graduation happens to be one day that you will be getting your graduation, that you'll be getting your degree. But actually, we need yourself to be the successful engineers. There you want to prove yourself. Just try to note down the word that I'm using very cautiously. You should prove to yourself, not to anyone, that you know something about that thing and you can contribute to the wellness of the society, for which I'm going to start with something called goal. It is something called a goal without plan is just a wish. Wishes are not something which is very natural. It is something, a passive entity. But a goal is one which is getting featured with something called plan. If you are planning, if you are failing to plan, then naturally you are planning to fail. Don't fail to plan. Okay, please ever never fail to plan, because planning alone will reach you to the road of success. And for which I can say you to have a smart goal. Smart goal is none other than to be very specific in this. You have to work on its smart goal. Specific means you should be very much clear. You should have a clear view on how you want to be projected in the next 30 years, how you want yourself to be addressed by others, how you want yourself to be identified by others. Because today the social identity is nothing but the identity based on one's social status. To be very precisely, I can say that it's based on their economic identity, educational identity, and political identity to some people. So you should have some specificity on your goals. So try to note down what is your monthly goal, weekly goal. Okay. Then do with your 6 months. Try to do some reviews and go with some annual goals. And try to do with that you have to get into something called some goal which is very specific, where you are defined by others to some mean, which means that you have to be projecting yourself in a most favorable way. Then secondly, a goal is one, it should not be so quantitatively assessed. It should be a measurable one. That means what? Whether it can be attained or not attained. There is nothing in between them. Partially attained, it is most dangerous. So whether you have attained the goal or you have not attained the goal, like that you should set a goal. That's the second aspect of setting a smart goal. And thirdly, it should be so achievable one. Don't think that immediately by next 5 years you want to become the Prime Minister of India. It's not possible. Is it right? It's not at all possible. By the end of 5 years, you will be in 25, because 25 happens to be the years where you can become Lok Sabha MP. You know, for which in our political scenario, you have to have at least 5 years of field experience in the domain of politics. So at least by 30 years, you can strive that you can become Prime Minister of India with God's grace. And by the beginning of your 25 years, you cannot be a Prime Minister of India. To something of that kind. And even if you are striving that you are technocratically good, you can aspire to Mr. Ratan Tata. He happens to be my role model. And you can also, if you're dreaming for becoming a technocrat, you can make yourself to be available for achieving an achievable goal. That's about your A part. And the A part is, you can also say it is an attainable goal as well. And come to the R part, which is none other than the realistic goal. Again, I can say that it is something realistic. We cannot go with something which is very highly unrealistic. That should not be. Sometimes people, they are misinterpreting that something what is called as realistic and unrealistic way of thinking. Some people are misunderstanding that ulluvadellam uyar ullal. There is a famous Thirukural in our Tamil literature. See, it is always ulluvadellam uyar ullal, but we should always go with the realistic way of setting a goal. And the final thing is very important, that it is time bound, timely goal you have to set. Okay. So we should not go for a long-term goal. The next 20 years, I should be like that. No, just plan for next 2 months how you have to be. Then check with its specificity, check for its measurement, and whether you have to check whether it is attainable or you have attained it or not. And you can sense that it is realistic or not. Only then you will try to do with this timely part. So if you're doing with timely part very nicely, then you can go with the long-term goals. So for me, I can suggest you to have a smart goals that you can also work on it. Then the second module we are going to step in, that it is nothing but mindset is everything. You know, everything depends on mind. Everything depends on mind. We want to talk about it. And while doing with that, I can say you that this picture says you a simple thing called mind decides that you are be a successful one or an unsuccessful one. And this is what the image says, that mindset is everything. And please look into it very carefully. Being positive won't guarantee you will succeed, but being negative will guarantee you won't. So always we have to surround ourselves with positivity. Something has to be made. That means linguistically we must prepare ourselves to talk in a very positive way. And that positivity upon our hard work and dedication will yield you success. So smart work coupled with hard work, that will alone yield you success only with the driving force called positive thoughts and positive analysis. And if you are sowing the seed of negativity in you, that will eat everything. That will eat, because negativity is like a devil. and that is having the power to make some sort of disturbances among the positive thing. So never let the devil to eat all your positivity. And that's what I want to say you, that your mind is full of positive thoughts, and that positive thought will make you to the greatest endeavor of your life. Even in Kuti story, you will get to know about this positivity, power of positivity. Is it right? So, my dear students, you all very addicted to that particular song. And even everything, if it is good, then we have to take that from that self as well. So, always think very positively. Even at times, even there are some people who used to talk very negatively. If any students, any of your friends is having the attitude of talking very negatively, just talk with them. Take and sure that you have to talk with them continuously positive for at least a couple of hours. Then obviously that mindset will get changed. It's a classic and proven example of how you have to being positive, how to let others to think very positively. And and for the thinking in both the ways of positively and negatively, it's all depends on your mind. Actually, mind, here we are talking about simply the scientific aspect. Mind is one, we can talk about psychological way, but it's all depends on the brain, how it thinks. Actually, usually there is a beauty about the human brain which always resists change. Human brain is the one which always resists change. We could see some of the people who are the victims of many diseases. Actually, diseases, we can say that even from this COVID till some small things, that we can say that they are highly relying upon, many people are highly relying upon their medicines instead of having a good food. And for all this, we can say that human brain is the master in making all the diseases to get cured, even for diseases to get cured. And it will also treat something to be done wonderfully on your mindset. So human brain is one to bring some sort of changes, and even initially it would resist change. See, this resisting force is very important for us, for our survival. Is it right? Yes, sir. Even Newton has stated that about something called resisting force. If resisting force is not there, then you could not find anything to be under our control. So resistance is highly needed. So like that, we can say that brain is promoting, initially it used to resist. So resist is one which is unavoidable actually, but still we can program it to the way that it is really needed for us. And now, my dear friends, I need you to have some 3 papers with you. All of you take 3 papers. In one paper, you need to write some 5 points about your wants. I need you to write some points, 5 points about wants. I want a Apple phone. I want a car. I want a peaceful villa. I want something luxury. I want a good education. I want to achieve. Like that, you can write anything, whatever you want. After doing with that, you have to replace the word called want with the word called need. If you are putting want, then you can accomplish some 30% of what you want actually. Because there is a vast difference between want and need. This we can do once we are doing with our face-to-face interaction. So this is one of the wonderful NLP technique of changing your mindset. Because if you are replacing a need, if you are replacing a want by a need, then things will get accomplished in a very faster way. So this is one such NLP technique of making or revisiting your mindset actually. So there is a vast difference. If you are able to start with your want, I need you to do something on your want part. And obviously you have to replace want with needs. And that will give you an extraordinary amount of confidence in making things to get accomplished. Okay, then the third module we need to talk about is the successful versus unsuccessful personalities. The first picture is showing you there's someone who is who want to be a perfectionist, but still he is unable to get himself to get into the ladder of success. But the second person, he can make use of all his failures, and he has carved and he has shaped all the modes of failures he had in his life and tuned himself to be the stepping stone towards success, and he can get success. So this is what a simple projection of how a successful and unsuccessful candidate would be. And the next thing that I want to talk about, what are the mindset of a successful and unsuccessful personality, is that we will start with the successful personality. The first statement is very interesting. That means all the successful personality is getting smarter by the learning process, because learning, we can say that learning is a continuous process. You cannot learn in one instance alone. Till the end of your life, you have to get into the learning process. You have to learn something which is very interesting. You can learn something from a grass. You can learn something from a banyan tree. Like this, whatever we are seeing, whomever we are seeing, we can have a better say of being smarter by learning smarter. And you know what is the mindset of a person who wants to be a successful personality is with a growth mindset, which is having a very dynamic mindset. Even if a person, if he is thrown to different types of challenges, he could do wonderfully, because his mindset, he can adopt to something called dynamic mindset, and he can adopt to the situation in favor of him. And thirdly, they never try to prove themselves to others. They are working for their self improvement. They want to prove to themselves. Hence, previously I told you something called, you should prove to yourself, not to others. Because in that beggar picture I told you that that person haven't realized his potential to prove himself, and he failed to understand, and he had something unrealistically, and that's the reason he was like that. So it's better be a part of a successful people, and never try to get prove yourself to others or to the society by and large. And fourthly, we can get into know all successful personality will have something called, they look for challenges for their improvement. And finally, they never intend to attract others. For these two things, I can give up some more examples. We all know Mr. Ratan Tata, we all know Mr. Ambani, Mr. Sundar Pichai, and all other famous personalities. Their intention is not to attract others, not to make themselves to get inspired others. They have done their own work. They have done their jobs in a more dedicated way, and that made us to have attraction towards them. They are not intentionally doing anything to get to seek the attraction of others. They have done their duty in a very optimal way, and that's why we are inspiring them. you know and challenges we need to talk about. Challenges, in every challenges we may get either the probability of success or the failure, but still we need to talk on how effectively we are facing to the challenge. Irrespective of the outcome, we should just try to project ourselves to face the challenge. And there is another thing that I have failed to project that in the slide, and obviously that is getting correlated. My dear students, don't take it otherwise, because I hope that you people are sided with the successful personality, and you will never I hope that you will do some course correction upon my feedback. Is it right? The moment I said that we need students to be on video mode, many of the students started calling your class advisors that, ma'am, I'm not ready, I'm just with very informal suit. Like that, you started doing with that. See, basically, there is a common trait for a successful people in the life. For all the successful people, if you are taking a survey, they are early wakers. They have some spiritual disciplines with them. Even I can bet you that a person who is lying in the bed, even after 6, he cannot reach the zenith of his life. He cannot be an example to others. He will never prove himself, actually. But early waking is such a good behavior that has to be followed by all successful personalities. And if you get to know about the all biography of all the great leaders, you get to know they are all early wakers, making some spiritual disciplines among them. Okay, so try to be in the successful path, just be a early waker. And if any presentation or any webinar is getting organized by the college, make yourself to get prepared to be in a very formal way. Okay, so some surprises of this kind will happen, and you should not get embarrassed on these type of instructions, and you should get prepared for everything. And nextly, we have to look into what are the mindset of unsuccessful people. These are the group of people, they are pressurizing themselves. Actually, they are pressurizing themselves just because they want to prove them to the pursuit of others. The third point I'm saying. And it's just because of they are having a fixed mindset. They had a fixed mindset. They will not work upon the other way. And if they were failed to accomplish certain things in their mind, then they will attract others in a more sympathetic way, and that is not so good. Actually, sympathy is not the one which is highly permanent. For some time you will get sympathetic on someone, and at this with the same person we may see them in the other way. So never ever attract others in a more sympathetic way, and that is a very dangerous way of having connecting with the people. And finally, there is something called a slogan which is always ringing in their mind, that for unsuccessful people, they will say that if I fail, people will laugh at me, so better not to try anymore. Without trying, how can they grow? So they'll be in that status quo, maintaining that whatever is with them, they'll be doing with that. Now, new things are tried by the unsuccessful people. So if you want to be a successful people, be in a changing, that is a growth mindset, and be sided with the successful personalities. Okay. Then, there is some beauty of English alphabets. Always S is meant for simplicity, superlative, and success. Simple, superlative, and success. For this, I can give you some classic example. What is this? I can say you this is the first Carl Benz car of this world. When Mr. Carl Benz has invited the car, he has invented the his Benz car. It was his first structure. Every superlatives of the world will have a simple beginning. I could say you a different way that, Nile happens to be the longest river of the world. But if you could see the source of Nile River, it is like a tap which is opened, and it is flowing simply like an unclosed tap. But we can say it is the longest river of the world. And here we have the first Benz car of this world. And you could imagine how the Benz car would be as of now. And now, this is what the simple structure when Wright brothers has invented the airplane. And the airplane of today, many filthy rich people of today, they are having their private jets with them, which is of much sophisticated airplanes they have. And but this is what the one which was initially designed. With that only we can able to reach the superlative. So S is always meant for simplicity, superlative, and success. Is it right? And now we need to learn something called a clock. Here we can say that, see, many people can say that I am not a clock watcher. By saying that in their either in a positive and as well as in a negative trait, people have to have certain thing in their thought that they are not a clock watcher. Actually, we should not watch the clock actually, but you have to follow the clock. Don't watch the clock, but do what it does. That is, keep going. And people, students, I'm not a religious person, but spiritually talking, every of your parents have a dream, or they will have some faith on getting into Tirupati, to worshipping Lord Venkateshwara. Is it right? Even at times I can say that we have multiple number of Vaishnavite shrines in Tamil Nadu. In the state of Tamil Nadu, we had multiple Vaishnavite shrines. But still, Tirupati happens to be such a wonderful place, and people are love to visit Tirupati for making their goals to get accomplished. Just because we have to learn from the deity that Lord Venkateshwara in Tirupati is not taking rest at least 1 hour a day. He is working 24/7, and that's why he is attracting all the people. We cannot see God as a separate entity. We should take him as a classic example of how hard work and smart work pays off reward to him. So be of that path. You have to passionate on getting into your talents, because talent is something different from passion, which will ultimately bring you to the road of success, and for which even in the subconscious level, when you are sleeping as well, that should be something which is letting you not to sleep. That is none other than the dream. As in the words of Dr. Kalam, we should say that dream is one which is not letting you to sleep. Sleep is one, even in the subconscious level, you should always think about what you want to be. Just dream of where you want to get projected in next few years. So like that, we have to keep going, working. So each and every cell of your body need to get programmed in such a way, and that we will do the reprogram in a couple of weeks. Okay, then, we have to make use of the CC to bring it C. C, the single C stands for a change. If you want to bring change, you have to make use of these two objects very carefully. What are these? Clock and calendar. You have to use it very wisely. One who is using it very wisely, definitely they can bring lot of changes. As of now, you may belong to the upper middle class or the middle class, and it is not easy for any middle class people to come up in life without doing something in their life. And for doing with it something, you need to have a technique how to use it very effectively. So make use of it. And in the future sessions, I will let you know how to make use of your CCs, that is calendar and clock, to get used in a very effective way. And let's do some exercise on this NLP, because we know something is good and something is bad, and your mind could get programmed in such a way that how you can get into the process of neuro-linguistic programming for changing your mindset, because words have power. We have to change our thinking process. Change in our thinking process by means of writing that in terms of words and transforming that to the way that we are deserving for. Let's do with that. I request everyone to have a piece of paper with you. Have you all? At least raise your hands so that I can guess. Yeah, five participants have raised their hands. Very good. Others, please get a piece of paper. We will do 2 exercises. One exercise is called as a paper ball exercise. It's an NLP technique of throwing something which is garbaging your mind. In one piece of paper, please write down all your worries. Please write down all your worries. I'll give just 60 seconds of time duration. Within that, try to write down all your worries. Try to list that. Don't write like a big paragraphs. Try to write in a very simple format. You have 40 seconds more. Last 20 seconds more. Okay. Fine. Please enable your chat box at how many entities that you have listed. Can you please enable that in your chat box? Please type in your chat box that how many problems that you have. Some people can say that it is of 5, 6, 10, anything in number. Yeah, please do with that. Okay, once after doing with your problems, having listing your problems, I need you to make a ball. Crush the paper and make a ball. Crush the paper and make a ball. Have you all done with that? Just throw it somewhere. Throw it somewhere. See, it would be so good if you are doing this exercise in a face-to-face, or even if your video enabled. If you're throwing that ball of paper, the ball of problematic ball of paper, then now I can say that something has been thrown out of you. You have thrown some burden in the form of a paper ball, which is no more with you. Believe it. Okay. And then, now you're having something pleasure in your mind. Okay, so only pleasure things in your mind. You have thrown all the burdens, all the bitter feelings, all the one which has hurting you so far. So that has got over. And now you have something to be done with that. It's now time to identify what's your purpose in life. Take a sheet of paper. In that, I'll be saying you one question. Try to write an answer for that question. Okay. The first question is, listen everybody, I will ask you a question. For that question, you need to write 4 answers, 4 points. You need to write answer in 4 points. I will ask you the question. Why you are doing this course. Why you are doing this course? Maybe why you are doing your BTech Electronics and Communication Engineering. Maybe because we need to warehouse your mindset on your domain. Why do I do this course? Why do I do this course? You have to write 4 simple points of answers. You should write answer in 4 simple points. Point number 1 over, I think so. See, don't write anything very playfully, because you are investing your time for your improvement. And if you are making fun out of it, then everybody will start making fun out of you. First, you should respect yourself, only then you will be respected by others. Self-respect is the very important entity, and that should not be let to be in the garbage. I hope that you have finished with the second point as well. Then with the third point, you have to write the answer for why do I do this course? Yeah, I hope that you have done with the third point as well. And let's do with the fourth point also. Try to write down the fourth point very carefully. Try to do with the fourth point. Okay. I hope that everybody has done with the 4 points of writing answer to the question called, why do I do this course? Is it right? And now, just highlight the fourth point and write it as a separate statement. Part 2 that you have to write. Write down the last point that you wrote as answer for the first question. Take the fourth point, and with that point, you should ask 7 times the phrase called so what. For example, why do I do this course? Maybe I can say that I want to be so and so. Maybe anything, any reason you will be saying is the fourth point, is it right? Take the fourth point and ask yourself, so what? Then something will be coming to your mind. Write it as the first point. Then second time, why do I do this course? Again, you will get that fourth point answer to that question. That fourth point, you should ask, so what again? Like that, you have to do with 7 number of times, that so what factor. You have to process the so what factor with the fourth point. I'll be giving you 2 more minutes to do with the so what factor for the fourth point of your first question. Just 2 minutes. Try to write down that. Good. We have another 1 more minute. I hope that at least people would have finished 4 times of so what. We have the last 1 minute to do with the last 3 times of so what factor. Once everybody has finished with the 7 times of so what factor, please thumbs up. Two minutes. I want to see some people to thumbs up so that I can conclude the session. Okay, my dear students, do it again. If time permits at your home, you just do some coursework on it. And this is the exercise. You will have some 7 points with you. Is it right? That is the purpose of your life, actually. Once if you want to be in this profession, and if you want to establish that yourself to be in the ladder of success in this profession, then there must be a purpose for it, because purpose is one which is driving us to work in a more far better and smarter way. Without purpose, nothing is there. The purpose of sunrise is to give energy to all creatures in this universe. Is it right? So there is purpose even from the sun, even to the small virus like your COVID. Your corona is also having some purpose, because human being have made some sort of dramas with the nature. He turned to be very enmity towards the nature, and that's the reason we are the victims of this what do you call this bio war. And so even from this simple virus till the greatest source of energy called sun, everything is revolving upon giving purpose, and hence purpose is driving us. The 7 points, let me brief you again the thing. I initially asked you to write 4 answers to one question, that is, why do I do this course? Okay, because you are successfully entering into your final year, and you have only limited time period to project yourself as something good, that you know something about your domain, and which and through which you are going to have an identity in the society, actually, for which you have to make a purpose in your life. For identifying purpose in your life, you need to answer for that question with 4 different points, and taking the 4th point as a key term, and you should ask so what 7 number of times. And if you are able to answer the so what factor, and if you are able to do with all 7 things, and if you are reading it slowly, then you can recognize that that becomes the purpose of your life. Someone can say that I want to bring laurels to my family, and I want to repay the pride which has been given to my parents, because they have invested their time and energy for my growth, and it's the time for repaying them. For that, I have entered into the course. Maybe anything of that kind you may write. So just do this as a homework, and let me know through your feedback how this NLP works. Again, I can say that NLP works much far better if you are in the video mode. So let's have one more session on NLP to do with certain thing which is very differently, and thereby you can also identify the very purpose of your life. So with this, I just want to let you know that we have to start with some morning manifesto every day. You have to connect to the purpose. You have identified your purpose, is it right? You should connect yourself to the purpose, and you should set a good vibration by reading the purpose every day. And definitely you will feel some sort of goodness in you. And that's what the psychology of success. This is the first aspect of getting into the psychology of success. And my dear students, I wish you very all the best for making yourself to be in the path of success, and for which you should add little extras every day. And I thank the school, the college, the principal, the placement team for giving me a wonderful opportunity to share some views on psychology of success. And now it's the time to make some sort of interaction now. So my dear students, I again say you that you have to be great if you are showing your gratitude every day. Every day should start with giving gratitudes, and please note down something for which you are grateful for. And this is also some NLP technique that we will be doing it. So don't fail to be a gratitude person. You should express your gratitude whenever and the situation warrants you to do so. And even if the situation is not warranting, make a situation of yourself to make yourself to express the gratitude. Okay. And if you have any queries to do with these NLP techniques, you can ask me now.
Guys, you can unmute yourself and ask question, please. Kuman sir, I'm audible?
Sir, audible, sir.
Yeah, fine. Fine. Shankarima?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
great. Shakra ma'am, thanks for the wonderful session, and hope no doubt students would have been really enjoyed it. Okay, and what to say? We may take it up 1 or 2 questions. Is okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. Guys, it's online. Your digital presence is must, guys. You need to ask question. Okay, please, guys, at least 1 or 2 questions, please.
Ma'am.
Yes, yes. Please introduce yourself.
Myself, Dharnidharan, ma'am.
Yeah, Dharani, come on.
மேம் என்ன செஷன் நல்லா போச்சு மேம், எந்த டவுட்டும் கிடையாது. NLP ப்ராக்டிஸ் அதெல்லாம் எல்லாமே சொன்னீங்க, எல்லாமே புரிஞ்சுது மேம்.
ஓகே.
அபார்ட் ஃப்ரம் தட், இப்போ இருக்கிற கரண்ட் சிச்சுவேஷனை பத்தி ஏதாவது ஒரு கேள்வி கேட்கலாமா மேம்?
ஷூர், யூ கேன்.
இப்போ ப்ராசஸ் எல்லாமே, பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் ப்ராசஸ் எல்லாமே ஆன் கேம்பஸ்க்கு வந்து எல்லாரும் ரெக்ரூட் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சாங்க. பட் இப்போ வந்து கம்பெனிஸ் நோட்டீஸ் விட்டுருக்கப்படி நாங்க வந்து ஆன்லைன் விர்ச்சுவலா தான் எடுப்போம், மேபி டெலிஃபோனிக் இன்டர்வியூ ஆர் வீடியோ கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் மூலமா தான் எடுப்போம் அப்படின்ட்டு சொல்றாங்க. ஸோ நேர்ல வந்து பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் கிராக் பண்றதுக்கும் டிஜிட்டலா இருந்து கிராக் பண்றதுக்கும் நிறைய டிஃபரன்சஸ் இருக்கு மேம்.
எஸ், ஆஃப் கோர்ஸ்.
எஸ் மேம். அந்த மாதிரி டிஜிட்டல் இப்போ எங்களுக்கு வந்து பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் வரும்போது நாங்க டிஜிட்டலா அந்த பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் எப்படி கிராக் பண்றதுக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஏதாவது ஒரு சின்ன டிப்ஸ் கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா நல்லா இருக்கும்.
Very good, Dharni. It's an excellent question, and I must appreciate you for having initiating with the asking question kind of thing. So,
Thank
my
you,
dear students, I just put across some word towards Dharani's question in favor of all the students. You know, in this pandemic situation, this is pandemic not only for the students of MIT. The pandemic situation is a pandemic across the globe. So, எல்லாருக்குமே புதுவிதமான ஒரு அனுபவம் தான் இந்த கொரோனா நமக்கு கத்து கொடுத்திருக்கு. ஸோ இதுக்கப்புறமே ஈவன் ஆஃப்டர் லெட்ஸ் ஹோப்ஃபுல்லி வி கேன் சே தட் ஒரு 2-3 monthsல நமக்கு பழையபடி சுச்சுவேஷன் வந்தாலுமே ஈவன் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் அதர் பீப்புள் ஹாவ் டேஸ்டட் ஆன் த டிஜிட்டைசேஷன். ஸோ டிஜிட்டல் லேர்னிங் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து ஈவன் இட் ஹஸ் ஸ்டார்டட் வித் ஸ்கூல் கிட்ஸ். எவ்ரிபடி ஹாஸ் காட் இன்வால்வ். இதுக்கப்புறம் யாருமே வந்து ஃபேஸ் டு ஃபேஸ் மோடை வந்து ஜாஸ்தி ப்ரிஃபர் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. யூனோ, recently there was some news, Google, Facebookல எல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்க எம்ப்ளாயிஸ் 2020 ஃபுல்லாவே ஆபீஸ்க்கு வர வேண்டாம், நீங்க எங்க இருந்து வேணா பண்ணலாம்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க. You will have, usually people used to say that technology is a double-edged sword அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. It is not double-edged sword actually if you are using it very properly. அதுக்கு தான் கிளாசிக் எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்றேன் நான். இப்போ உங்களை வந்து வீடியோ மோட்ல வர சொன்னா அடுத்த 2 minutes, that's the purpose really. Actually சார் ஏற்கனவே பிளான் பண்ணிருந்தாங்க. I just want to cross check with it. That's why I requested our placement officer personally not to insist upon it. So எத்தனை பேர் ப்ரிப்பேர்டா இருக்காங்கன்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாமே, ஒரு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பேட்ச்ல ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸை நம்ம அலர்ட் பண்ணாம அவங்க எவ்வளவு ப்ரிப்பேர்டா இருக்காங்கன்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாமேன்னு தான் நான் வந்து இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் கொடுக்க வேண்டாம்னு சொன்னது ஆக்சுவலா. ஸோ நீங்க தான் எப்பயுமே ப்ரிப்பேர்டா இருக்கணும், அவேரா இருக்கணும். ஸோ டிஜிட்டைசேஷன் அப்படின்னு பார்க்கும்பொழுது, அது ஆன்லைன் பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்பொழுது, யூ வில் பி எக்ஸ்ப்ளோரிங் லாட்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ். நம்ம எங்க இருந்துட்டு வேற இந்த கார்னர்ல எங்க ஒரு ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி இருந்தாலும் அதை நம்மளால ஆக்சஸ் பண்ண முடியறதுக்கான ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷன் இந்த ஆன்லைன் மோட்ல, எஸ்பெஷலி ஃபார் த பாஸ்ட் 3 months many things have changed. Even I am here as a public speaker, as a trainer and coach just because of this COVID period, just because I started learning to the maximum, especially during the lockdown period. I started learning. My learning time has got increased. So நிறைய விஷயங்கள் வந்துடுச்சு. And even இதுக்கப்புறம் நீங்க போயிட்டு ஒரு இடத்துல ஸ்ட்ரெயிட்டா தான் இன்டர்வியூ அட்டென்ட் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்லாம் கிடையாது. Even if you have your gadget with you and if you had a proper dress and if you have the spirit and skill, and definitely you will be placed at where you are deserving for. So always have a hope that உங்க ஸ்கில் செட்டை நீங்க நல்லா டியூன் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. எவ்ரி டே ஷுட் ஸ்டார்ட் வித் ஹோப். ஐ செட் தட் காலையில எழுந்து என்ன பண்ணணும், பிஃபோர் கோயிங் டு பெட் அட் நைட் யூ மஸ்ட் டூ சம் சார்ட் ஆஃப் செல்ஃப் எவாலுவேஷன். இன்னைக்கு என்னோட இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட்காக நான் என்ன பண்ணேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு 2-3 பாயிண்ட் எழுத முடியுதான்னு பார்க்கணும். If you are not doing with that and if you are going to bed, then naturally you can say that you have wasted 24 hours. At least 24 hours. I will tell you in the forthcoming session. And the 24 hours எப்படி effective யூஸ் பண்றது, that I had a special session on time management as well. So அந்த மாதிரி நீங்க வந்து உங்களுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி ப்ரோக்ராம் பண்ணிக்கணும். You should be always alert now, because நம்ம பண்ணலனா நம்ம மட்டும்தான் பண்ணல இந்த ஒர்க்குமே, நம்மளோட காம்படிட்டர்ஸ் எல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு தான் இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். Even I can say now we could see that Miss Kiran Bedi as the Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry, she is 60+. அதே 60+ல நம்ம ஊர்ல நிறைய பேர் இருக்காங்க. And they are also more efficient than her. Only difference is She had proved herself just by exploring his potential and making use of her time in a very effective way. இப்போ உங்கள அம்மாவோட அம்மாக்கள் எல்லாருமே 60+ இருப்பாங்க. எல்லாருமே ஏன் அந்த மாதிரி ப்ரொஜெக்ட் ஆகலைன்னா அவங்களுக்கு அதுக்கான ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி இல்ல. But you people were provided with the opportunity. Just realize upon the opportunity which have been given to you, and you have to approach something with hope, and definitely you will reach the zenith of your life. Is it okay, Dharani?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Good, Dharani. Fine. I think I'm expecting more questions as we're running short of time. Maybe your next batch of students are waiting. ECB section to join this session with Shankari ma'am, like shortly by 11:30 we plan, but it may delay for another 5 minutes. Okay. Once again, on behalf of ECA and on my own before, I'd like to extend a sincere thanks to Shankari ma'am. With a short notice, like only yesterday evening we just decided to have this session. Okay, with a short notice, she has given a wonderful session, no doubt in that. Okay, and we are going to have lot more sessions with Shankari ma'am, no doubt. And guys, stay connected. We'll have more sessions with Shankari ma'am. Okay, and before we wind up the session, I want to just make a few instructions to the students. Okay, guys, like first we should wish Balaganapati, okay, and hope like he is our first official guy who's got